Welcome back to Spitballin Cards. In today's video, we're talking all about Topps Chrome update. We're going to be discussing the checklist, about the inserts, the rookie debut patch autographs, and everything else in between. In this episode, you have me, Scott, Ty, Jeff, and Phil. So this Thursday, the 17th, or is that a Friday? Either way, the 17th, this product is going on pre-release on Topps.com. So we want to talk about our first impressions of the checklist now that we know more about it, to say, are we going to go buy the pre-order or are we going to wait until it's released? So, Ty, lead us off. What are you thinking of Topps Chrome update?
I'm not going to buy a pre-order. I'll just wait for it to get the Cards HQ and then make a decision whether or not I want to lose $110 or so. So I took a peek at the checklist. It doesn't look like, as of recording this video, that it's on Beckett's website yet, or any other website that I'm seeing, but it is on the Topps website as they're teasing it out. And the one thing that jumped out at me is, obviously, this is the product that features the MLB Debut Patches, which are one-of-ones, the little patch from, game-worn patch that's temporarily like glued on to the player's jersey for their first at-bat in the bigs. And that checklist is 251 players long who made their MLB debut this year. And it looks like the pack odds, I'm going to find them again here. It says they're 1 in 28,105 hobby packs. So I did some quick back of the napkin math on that. And basically what I found was 251 players at those odds would mean that there's roughly 7 million packs in circulation, which puts us at a hair under 300,000 hobby boxes. Now, technically that's not totally correct, because there's the HTA format there, the jumbos, and there's also mega boxes. And presumably there will be blaster boxes too, which I'm not seeing. There's also Breakers Delight. So there are a lot of different formats, but if we just sort of look at that through the lens of hobby, that means 300,000 hobby boxes, which, by the way, at the $150 price point stated, I think, for pre-release, that's $45 million in revenue for Topps just from this product. So wee-wah. That's a lot of money. That's big. Honestly, like, odds wise, to hit one of those, it's not the longest odds that we see on things. Like, there's many other cards on this checklist that are Superfractors that have much longer odds, 1 in 110,000, 1 in 270,000, 310,000. So it's very hard to hit Superfractors on the shorter, like, insert checklists, specific cards. But even if you did hit one of these 1 in 28,000 with 251 players, some of them aren't going to be worth a ton. I am going to be watching to see what some of the Tigers cards from this checklist, from the debut patches, go for if they do wind up on public auction, because I'd love to own one of these ultimately. I'm probably not going to try to chase it by ripping wax. And if you saw the video I put out on Market Movers today, as of recording this, ripping hobby is getting kind of brutal these days.
I did a video about last year. I'll see if I can find it, but I tried to guess how much revenue Topps made on Topps Chrome, actually. And it was less than 10 million for like years in a row. And that's with all formats, everything. So they are making a lot of money off of this product. It's pretty amazing, actually. Basically, when you triple, quadruple the print run and then triple the price, you make a lot of money. Who would have guessed? All right, Phil, what are your thoughts on this product?
So there's a few positive things here. First of all, if you look at pack odds, which are posted, and if you compare those to 2023, it appears like print run is basically the same as 2023. So as Ty mentioned, with the number of MLB debut patches going up almost threefold, from 91 or so last year to 251 this year, the chances of pulling one of those MLB debut patches is almost 3 times what it was last year. So what does that mean in real numbers? That's about I think it's like 400 or 425 jumbo boxes will yield one, where last year it was close to 3 times that. And I think regular hobby boxes, you're looking at a number closer to like 1,200. Could be wrong. You might want to fact check me on that. A lot of people on blowout forums, people are complaining about the number of base autographs. It seems like a lot. I think it's like 150 or so. But I think last year we were looking at a little bit more than that, maybe like 160 to 170. So is $150 a good price for pre-order? Well, you might be thinking about last year. I think the pre-release price was about $120 for regular hobby. Forget what it was for jumbo. This year it's $380 for jumbo. So 3 autographs versus 1. A lot of the autographs, almost all of them, will be, I believe, sticker autographs. We don't know that for sure. think last year they did surprise us with some on-card autographs as well. I mean, the checklist is a lot better this year, right? It certainly is. We've got Skeens. Last year's update was horrific. Last year's update you can get on the dealer-to-dealer market, talking about paper update, for about $60, and Chrome updates selling for about $120, so for about 2 times that. So it doesn't mean, like, I've been thinking, like, so does that mean the 2x ratio applies here? Not really, because if you recall last year, Chrome update, a lot of the value in that product wasn't really tied to the base checklist as it was a lot of the inserts. And a lot of those autograph names were guys from Series 1 and Series 2, not necessarily update. I think Gunnar and others had sticker autographs. So I don't know. I could see, higher chance at pulling one of those MLB debut patches. I mean, it doesn't mean that the average one will be better. There's a lot of crappy names on that 250 or so this year, but I could see certainly like 1.25 or 1.5x this year's update for Chrome update, not 2x, but certainly a premium over regular update. I think you've got Paul Skeens. So remember, Paul Skeens wasn't in regular Chrome, so he's going to have a base card. Base rookie in this. He's going to have an autograph in this, which you weren't able to get in regular Chrome. You weren't able to get that in Sapphire. And then if you look at the base checklist, 200 names. I think last year was 220. So at least that didn't go up. And I don't know, because I think the checklist is still pretty raw. Like Jackson Holiday shows up as having 2 base rookies. Is one of those a debut. Same goes with Jackson Chorio and some of those other Series 2 guys. So, I mean, they'll have a rookie card. They already had base rookies in regular Topps Chrome that'll be more coveted. But it does give you the ability to pull some, non-autographed parallels of those cards. Also, the Celebracion, if you look back at some of the things we liked a lot about Chrome Update, some of the new innovations, they kept those going for this year. So Celebracion and a few of the different color variants, as well as some of the other insert sets like Action Stars, the Etch subset or whatever. So 150 might be an okay price with me. Based on what I've seen so far, I'm going with regular hobby over jumbo at 380.
So one thing I'll note before you go, Jeff, I do like the Celebracion, how last year I think it was only like Latin players, if I'm not mistaken. But now they have Mike Trout and Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, Mookie Betts, it's a better example, which is great to see because I really like that insert. If you don't know what that set is, they're great because I believe every one of them is numbered. Even these ones are to 99 and some of the parallels, which is cool. Also, I do want to say that they do have image variations of every top rookie, not just the ones reserved for this, but like Yamamoto's in this set. Jason Dominguez has an image variation in this set. So there are some pretty good pulls you can have. So hopefully there's enough in the aggregate where opening it up on an individual basis isn't so bad. So,
yeah,
all right, Jeff.
One thing about that, Scott, quick, just on that note with variations is I'm looking at the pack odds from last year. Last year's base card image variation odds hobby was 1 in 438 packs. This year it's 1 in 183. So
what's the number of people on the checklist?
That's what I'm trying to see. Because I mean, it looks like I'm just eyeballing this 20 or so on this year's checklist. I'll pull up last year's and confirm what it was, but let's hear what Jeff thinks too.
Yeah, really, I've got a question, and this is a perfect chance with both Ty and Phil here. So Topps has been doing a lot of these pre-sales. Ty, you said you were going to wait till it comes to Cards HQ. What has it been looking like for the products that pre-sale versus what they come into the store that you sell at retail? And Phil, similarly, what is it looking like from dealer to dealer prices upon release? Is there much of a change from these pre-sale prices?
I'll just answer that quickly about HQ. Typically what I've seen is Cards HQ releases pretty much smack right at whatever pre-sale was. So that's why I just wait, because I can get it the day of release when it's in the shop. And their pricing has been really competitive. Whenever stuff comes out, even just locally, if I look at Midwest Cards, Dave and Adams, Blowout, whatever, and then look at some of the local card shops in the area, we're typically always $5 or $10 in increments of that, cheaper than what everybody else is. They just price it really reasonably and it moves.
Yeah. So if you're asking about dealer to dealer movement on this product yet, you don't get that till closer to release, or at least not the numbers that I see. So I wouldn't see anything yet. Actually, I haven't seen anything for regular update on that either. I would say that last year's Chrome update did bottom at, I believe, around like $90 or $94. Then it came back up right away to like 110, 120, 130, and now it's sitting at about 120 for Chrome update from last year.
Yeah, it just seems like they're really trying to get this pre-sale thing going. I mean, this year compared to last year, or even the previous year, pre-sale to the public anyways. Is that just, you think that's part of their distribution strategy to go
I
direct?
think they just make way more. Actually, I did a video on this too at one point, but make a lot more money. They can sell it directly themselves because I believe they have. Ty, you can talk about this, but if they have an agreed upon price that at release with the card shop, and if they can release it for more than that agreed upon price slightly, right, they're going to make a lot more money than if they sold it to the card shop for 20% less, so they can have their own markup. So
Right.
I think they're going to keep pushing for online sales as much as they possibly can. And I think eventually, like there's always going to be card shops, but we're seeing what they're doing with Topps now. We're seeing what they're doing with the 50-50 Ohtani set. Online is going to be where they're seeing tons of profit. And I think we're going to see Fanatics card shops. And I don't know. I think this is like a step in that direction.
That's definitely what they're trying to do. In fact, I think they've even stated that as much publicly, that with flagship products, they're trying to do that model. With higher end products, luminaries and whatever, everything else that's higher end, a lot of that stuff is going direct to card shops and even direct to breakers. And it's not even like hitting, their website to buy, publicly. So they're taking a different approach depending on the products.
And they make a lot of money on flagship.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there's some of this is also about gaining data. I think, like, okay, how quickly this sells is going to determine whether or not we're going to keep this price for release date, how much we set aside for EQL, if we even do that, and they won't really even do EQL for low end stuff like Topps Update. I don't know if we'll see it for Topps Chrome Update. We did see it for Cosmic Chrome, and that was an hour of one window. And before that, there was a certain amount set for pre-release, probably sold really quickly. They maybe even ended it prematurely, and they're like, okay, we'll hold a little bit more for EQL. Yeah, they're playing all sorts of games behind the scenes, and it would be great to understand like what their strategy was, what those numbers are, what's like the buying pressure for each one of these phases, and how does that determine prices later on. And that includes like prices to dealers for the first run, for the second allocation that the dealers get, or card shops get and breakers get.
I've got a quick answer for you on that image variation topic. So I'll actually just share my screen real quick. Let's go here and do this. So I mentioned this year, 1 in 183 packs. And then if you kind of look down the line, obviously this is one of the products where the image variations have parallels. I know that's somewhat polarizing too, and kind of against the grain. But if you just look at the bottom line, the Superfractor is 1 in 270,000. Then if I switch over to 2023 last year, it was 1 in 438. So about 2.5 times harder to hit the base version. And both are 20 card checklists. So it's the same this year as last year. So that to me says there's going to be, I think, more base image variations in circulation this year, which I don't know. I'm not terribly opposed to that, knowing that they have the parallels in this product. But then look at the Superfractor was about 120,000 harder per number of packs. So that to me says it looks like the print runs, the number of packs last year was higher than this year's, but overall that's kind of interesting. There are a couple other things maybe worth mentioning. I'll just share this tab. One is, how will the cover for Topps Chrome Update go down in history? You've seen years in the past where the cover boy isn't exactly have staying power. So we'll see if Jackson Holliday can get it going, and next year or the year after, and actually become a viable face of MLB or not. But right now he's on the cover. And then you guys mentioned just some of the key rookies on here for those who might not know. You got Jackson Holliday, Skeens, Ellie, which is going to be a really big. Both of these are going to be really big cards. We saw, what did we see? Ellie's Topps Chrome Superfractor auto do 115,000 on Golden. So he's doing big money. And then what was this Bowman Red that we talked about that outsold Mookie? Was that what it was? His
Yeah,
Bowman Chrome prospect.
his
Red Auto.
Superfractor also sold for like $350,000,
Yeah.
while the gold kit that same night sold for 40
Yeah.
something thousand.
So Jeff, are you going to be making a play on the Jackson Chourio MLB debut patch?
I can't imagine what it's going to go at. I don't know if it's going to go higher than Phil wanted to pay for the Bobby Miller, but I'm guessing it probably will. So I don't think I'll be in play for it, sadly.
Yeah. It's going to be
Fortunately,
interesting.
I was runner up on that Bobby Miller. I didn't end up getting it.
Yeah, very fortunately, I would say, as of right now.
And
then one other thing that I'm curious about that jumped out at me is I can't tell if this design on the Topps website for these autos is a new like lava lamp parallel or something, or if that's just the ray wave in like their graphic design. But that's kind of an interesting looking background.
Yeah, what is that? It kind of looks like armored boobs or something.
Actually, I guess we can look at the checklist.
There is a new lava lamp, isn't there?
Is there? Is that a thing?
Yes. The guy saw that advertised.
Orange black lava lamp parallel.
Oh, I just guessed that. Has that been a thing in the past?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Huh. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Let me see the lava lamps again, Ty.
Lava.
They've had it in some products.
I guess it looks like what it is then. That's to me that's just what it looked like.
So
some of those also look on card for what it's worth.
They were on card. Some of them were on card last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
How do I?
So maybe the big rookies like a Paul Skeens is on card, and that is well worth Topps' time.
You would hope so, but I don't know.
Well worth their time on.
These certainly look like they're on card.
Rookie like that,
right? But they might still just be mock-ups.
But Topps does a good job of having their mock-ups have like a really obvious sticker a lot of the time.
Okay.
I can't remember a time where they said it was on card where it wasn't, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do have a question for you all as we're kind of approaching time on this episode. What do we think the bounties are going to be for these cards? I think these rookies are better than the rookies last year.
Yes.
At least in regards to like, what do we think they're going to put the LA at? 500,000? Because they were way high on the other ones. I think they had the what's it called? Anthony Volpe at like 100,000.
I think 250 maybe on the LA.
And then Jordan Walker was 100,000.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think we're going to see it?
What's like what was the highest free market sale? Was it Kodai Senga for like 22? When he was
I think so.
I think so. Sale.
Yeah.
And then, like Zach Neto, I don't know if Tovar went, but a lot of these guys went for under 10K. I don't even know if the Walker's been pulled yet, but I don't know if they can fool us now.
17.
You know what I mean? Like, why increase the bounties when we now know like how disconnected from reality those were for Volpe and Walker?
They did the same thing for the Babe Ruth Superfractor for like 100,000. They're doing it so we all buy the lottery ticket, right?
Yeah,
true. But that
Senga sold for 17.
17.8, yeah, $17,080. And then Bobby Miller was at 11,000.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be interesting. This is always kind of a fun thing to see. And if you're wondering why there's so many more of these this year, it's because a majority of the rookies last year in the product debuted in 2022 when this didn't exist. So now we're getting all the players debuted in 2023 and 2024 in this product, as long as they have the rookie logo.
Correct. As we hypothesized, it'd be about 2.5 to 3 times the amount.
Which is great. That's great. So we're going to have every single player that has a rookie card, literally with Topps, will have one of these, which is cool. That same thing can't be said for Bowman Chrome autographs, Superfractors. So
I'm trying to figure out what like the cheapest one that's sold is, but it's pretty hard to narrow them down because people don't actually always list them as like MLB debut in the listing title. But I'd be curious to know like if you want to just get one of these cards, just you don't care, you wanted to get somebody on your favorite team that's maybe like a relief pitcher or something like Tyler Holton. If I wanted to get Tyler Holton's MLB debut, was that going to be like 250? I don't know. I don't have any idea like what the cheapest one of these would sell for.
I'm seeing some
of those randoms are. I was going to say some of those randoms are going for like 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah, I'm thinking $1,000 is probably where your floor would be. There'll be more this year, but still.
Jeff, you're so smart. The cheapest one ever sold is $1,000.
Yeah, that's
exactly $1,000.
Who was that?
Cody Bolton.
Wasn't that his mom that bought that one? Wasn't that Cody Bolton's mom that was trying to buy his?
If it was
not even a real comp.
Huh? What's that, Phil?
Not even a real comp.
That's right.
They're pretty cool cards. The Zach Neto went for 3,000, which feels like a pretty good deal for.
I found the Ryan Noda for 500.
Oh, you did. Sorry, Jeff, you were wrong. I praised you too early.
Misleading the masses as
Sorry,
usual,
guys.
Scott.
Sorry, guys.
500. I mean, what team is Ryan Noda on? I don't even know who that is.
Nobody cares.
Is
Jared
well,
Schuster.
Oakland?
He might
I
be
don't
in
know.
a game.
He played in Oakland this year.
I have no idea. Jared
actually-
Schuster.
First half.
Jared Schuster went for $850.
Braves pitcher,
Yeah,
maybe.
and Cody Bolton for $1,000. Maybe that's the one you saw, Scott. But
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, it would be fun to have one for sure in the collection, but
yeah, I don't know. That'd be cool. You missed the Bryce Terang for $6K. So
all right, let's see what Churio is going to be this year then.
I was just going to say, what are you taking, Jeff? Are you taking the Churio logo rookie patch autograph, the rookie debut, or are you going to take instead a red Bowman Chrome autograph if you have the choice?
Oh man,
Out of
that's
5.
tough.
True red. What are you taking for your PC?
Man, this is tough. I would probably take the MLB debut patch. I feel like this is going to have legs. And I know Ty's talked about before value being held to sort of continuity. So maybe from that aspect, it wouldn't be the smart decision. But I think that this will have some legs. And it's a true 1 of 1. So I would go with that.
How important is the performance of the player connected to the debut patch to you? If you went over 4 strikeouts, would that bother you, or would that not bother you at all?
What do you mean?
like in that game, he's saying.
In his debut.
Oh, in his debut. Oh, not at all. Not at all. Because I know Churio's first 2 months were pretty horrendous. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't he hit a home run in his first game, though?
He did. Yeah, he hit a home run in his first game. That's good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
While it doesn't take away, I think it definitely adds having a cool feat with the patch. I think that's pretty cool.
That's true.
What I would say.
I think it could add, maybe just not take away. Kind of like playoff performance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts? Did you have a final question?
Did I have a final question? No, we were just going to briefly touch on Logo Fractor too. Maybe?
Oh, yeah, Logo Fractor. Jeff,
the-
I feel like you have a lot of feelings towards Logo Fractor.
Well, the question about Churio segues nicely into, if you guys saw somebody on Instagram in a Logo Fractor box pulled the Jackson Churio Chrome Superfractor auto, and there are no Logo Fractor Superfractors, so it is just the regular Chrome, but it got me questioning why it was in that product. We know Chrome cards are in that product. Typically in the past, it's been mostly base cards, but I think it's a net negative if one of the biggest chase cards in a product in Topps Chrome is not even in that product. So we'll see if more people talk about it. It's such a one-off maybe that it won't raise too many eyebrows, but I think it kind of sucks.
When the product hit is in a different product, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. All right, so we just looked at everything. The Logo Fractor, when we're actually looking at the cards themselves, there's no parallels in those base packs. They're base packs, 5 cards per pack, just base cards. But Ty did discover that there is a Superfractor autograph on the checklist that looks identical to the Superfractor autographs in Topps Chrome. Ty, I think you found one, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'll just share my screen and kind of show this part because I'm still kind of confused. So what's not clear to me here, I'll zoom in, boom, boom, boom. Here is there's MLB Refractor Chrome Autograph Superfractor. This does not say rookie, so it's not described the same way as the Chrome update. Those are 1 in 4,346 packs. And then if I look on eBay, this one is listed as Logo Fractor Johnny DeLuca. I don't see any like MLB logos inside of this Superfractor design. There's nothing on the back that suggests that this is Logo Fractor. Looking at it, maybe I'll look at the code.
Yeah,
9174, and let me actually just look at another one that's sold that may not be like. I'll look up here. I've got Wilyer Abreu's. Oh, I hate that eBay does this now. Like, have you guys noticed this?
I hate it. It takes them away forever.
It like takes it away. What's that about? I don't know.
And it's not every listing. It's random.
Somebody left us a negative review on the App Store for Market Movers because of that.
Really?
Yeah, they thought like there was something wrong with our links. Yeah, look at this. I can't.
Maybe this
every one of
was
these-
Market Mover's fault. Your guys plugging in ruined it for everybody on eBay.
All right, let me try something else here. I'll go to Plan B. And we'll
I'm just
share this
surprised we
tab.
haven't seen more double superfractors if this
So
is the
that's
case.
Johnny DeLuca. That's the 35th anniversary. Let's scroll down. Hold on. Let's just go to sold.
Are they different images? I wonder if that's all it is different images. Because with Sapphire, they had superfractors at times that they were just different.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't see. Here you go. It's a different code. This is Pete Crow Armstrong, and this
That's
code
all.
is 5828.
Didn't we see these same shenanigans with the whose Chrome Superfractor was it? But it was from a lids pack, and you couldn't tell a difference besides the back that said lids.
Right.
Whose was that?
I can't remember, but that was.
It was Jason.
Well,
It was
so-
Jason Dominguez. It was Dominguez base Superfractor, exact same card, but on the back it said lids.
And so that wasn't listed on the cell.
And it's because, like, how are we supposed to know the origins of these cards? It's so confusing.
So let me look up
if you
DeLuca.
buy any superfractor, any Chrome superfractor, be careful because it could be a logo fractor or it could be the Chrome superfractor.
Or
So-
lids Superfractor.
This
Or
is
the
the
lids
once
and
again.
sand.
This is the Johnny DeLuca image pose, supposedly from Logo Fractor. Okay, he's very
Okay.
upright, and this is his rookie auto from Topps Chrome, which is a different image.
Is it? Go back
Yes.
to Villain.
No, it's a
Yeah.
It's definitely a different image,
Yeah,
Different
different
jersey.
uniform.
different jersey and everything. So it looks like there's two.
Wow.
That's
But there's no way to tell
no, there's no way to tell.
unless you have to go back yourself and compare it to one of their base or
Yeah.
refractor
Yeah.
autographs.
Okay. Yeah. Whoops. Whoa. Sorry. Shoot. I was just gonna let me just share this one more time. Getting a little hyper. This is his base Logo Fractor auto, and it's the same image.
Why would why?
We've cracked the
You
case.
gotta look at the base. Wow.
Why
You
would they
guys-
do this though?
Everybody listening to us and watching us, patiently through this has watched us crack the case. We've solved something maybe nobody else on the internet has.
More
Seriously,
reason to buy.
I bet we're the
overprinted-
first people to even know what the heck is going on with this. And
No,
this is,
probably not.
I think
but
so. There's nothing.
The
to go off.
Logo Fractor, them overprinting those by about 2x versus last year, increasing the checklist size. Now this is a reason to open it because you can pull Logo Fractor autograph.
Here's his
One of my favorite fractors.
Sapphire as well, obviously a different image. So, with the Sapphire, the Logo Fractor, and the base image.
So we're
Three
entering a
different-
Chrome superfractor junk era.
Oh my
Please.
gosh.
You
Yeah, we
can't
are.
tell me that, like, okay, so I recently purchased a large Billy Butler collection. This has merit to this conversation to bring this up, I promise.
Okay.
And there were hundreds of rookie one-of-ones, plates, and cards that no one knows of. And it was just so much cards. It was so many cards. And Billy Butler has like a 15th of these players' cards. How in the world is anyone supposed to like know what's going on if people who know what's going on are confused?
Yeah.
Is that a
Is-
cause of concern for anybody, or is it just
Maybe you're
Well,
not
is-
supposed to know what's
Is
going
the day
on.
of the super collector over, Scott? I mean,
It
think
might
about how hard
be.
it is for you to get Billy Butlers. Imagine trying to super collect a Johnny LaDuca if he stays around for a couple years.
when he has 15 Superfractor Topps Chrome autographs in different sets? It's crazy.
A guy that I know Teapot knows, Triple Crown 24, big Tigers
Yeah.
fan, I think, still probably, even though he doesn't live there anymore. And Miguel Cabrera, super collector, he was. And
He
had
was.
to- he made a video like 2.5 years ago, like, I'm stopping collecting him because it's just getting ridiculous. Like, I'm getting
Yeah.
3-4 DMs a day. Like, all of these cars I didn't even know existed. Like, it's cool and all, but like, I've got to stop this. And he's trying to do the hobby full time too. So like,
Yeah, he is,
eating
yeah.
into his margins and everything.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
he was smart to quit that. And like Miguel Cabrera played for a long time, a lot of stuff in years where they didn't print a whole lot, and a lot of stuff in years where they did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He gave it up completely. He gave up collecting and moved full time into dealing, and it was sort of for him like a mental conflict. I imagine it is hard if you're buying cards all the time to like differentiate what you collect and what maybe if he ultimately decided to hang up the hobby as a career, so to speak, maybe he'd go back to collecting. Who knows? But yeah, he did. I remember that he did a few interviews like that, and I think he.
But
he was just
likely
like,
not go back
much.
to Cabrera super
Much.
collecting. would
No,
guess.
I mean, yeah,
Not
it's a lot
to
of money.
not to speak of Billy Butler too much, but I think he has 5 Topps Chrome Superfractors total. And I think he has like 6 Bowman Chrome Superfractors total. So he has like 11 Superfractors that really exist. That's it. and maybe Heritage or Superfractors. But like my point is, compare that to these players who have 30 Superfractors, 40 Superfractors a year. It's great. Ty, you mentioned this a few weeks ago. Like, it's great that people can find them and buy them and have a Superfractor, but they're not what they used to be, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think honestly, like if Topps is listening and watching this video, I'm like, my recommendation would be to, if you need to like distribute this and you need to make really cool cards and one of ones and give people more accessibility to those and have chases and products like that, then I suggest they lean really heavily into working with collectors, like known collectors in the community who have established presence in baseball or whatever, and clearly identify the cards. The MLB debut patch card is one of the cards. It is. So are the Bowman Chrome autographs. That's what we love about it. If you're looking at the iconic cards, the ones that should hold and have staying power long-term as both incredible Grail collection cards, but investment cards, then those are the ones. But then we start getting into all these other sets that historically have had a single like big card, like the Superfractor auto. Keep that sacred. Like do something else. Like even when you look at Logo Fractor, the one of one is the rose gold parallel, one of one. So do things like that, not create a second and a third Superfractor rookie auto within Topps Chrome products that just confuses the masses. Like I don't think that's a good thing. And I think there's a million other possibilities that they could go after other than that,
Agreed.
Both companies like to copy everything that was done in the 90s until now and copy each other. So, make a Nebula parallel and call it something else and put that out there in Cosmic or something, that people love in Panini, and just go down a different path. But let the Superfractor Topps Chrome rookie auto be sacred and only make one of them, and don't make a rookie debut version and don't make any other. Just, it's my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. I think that's a great plea to Topps, Ty. Thank you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let us in the comments down below if you think we're being too critical on Topps. I don't think we are, but if we are, please let us know, and we will see you in the next video.